Alright, I wanted to set this up as a quick little video to show various guys Hossin. So far on the test server it looks rather interesting, as you can kind of see. There's a lot of interesting little areas, including a dam. I should be coming up on it just a second here. As you can see, the trees and the hills are a lot different compared to what we're used to seeing on the other continents. There's also quite a bit of fog, which, you know, I would expect with the whole continent being a swamp and marsh. But so far, here's one of the interesting bases. This is the dam, or Foggery Dam. As you can see, it actually looks like a dam. There's a big area there. You can see the water down here. It is insta-death, so that kind of sucks, and unfortunately mag riders cannot float on it as much as we'd all would really wish and love. But it does make it interesting because having this big watery area in the center here does limit exactly where attacks can come from on the ground, which means that you have a lot more set areas you can defend from. Anyways, I'm just going to do another quick flyby over to the Interlink facilities, because that is probably one of the more interesting designs that I've seen lately. Actually, it's right here. As you can see, as they said before in a lot of things, they have the big satellite dish up here. And because of that and how a lot of this other base is laid out, you can do a lot of air spam, but it's not as easy as before. And what really makes this base interesting is kind of how it is actually all laid out. As you can see so far, there's the general usual layout of the walls around the base. However, unlike some of the other bases, this isn't quite as uniform. There's a lot more of a difference between the various areas, as well as the walls feel like they're a bit larger. There is this gap right here, but it does seem a little weird like that. As you can also see, this really seems to be a lot more focused on infantry fighting around the base. There is this vehicle area around here, but it isn't as key as it used to be, because there's a lot of indoor fighting. Yeah, it looks like we got a few friendly NC on the test server right now. I don't know if you guys will ever actually see this video, but thank you for not shooting me in advance. As you can see, the inside of the base is actually, this really feels a lot more like the old school deathmatch feel. There's a lot more tight corners, open areas, and just general platforms and moving around for just generally, yeah, combat. Generators somewhat out in the open, which makes it pretty easy to defend in areas, as well as also hard to hold. But it can also be the other way around, depending on how well you control the entire area here. The various little arrows there are kind of an interesting touch, kind of just a, hey, yeah, this is a target, go shoot it. Areas around here, actually when I tried this out on Thursday when this first came out, there was a bit more combat, and this made this corridor rather interesting because of the open area out here people can shoot out and in from. But then you also have all of these little defensive areas here to actually defend. Here's the central building. As you can see, it's really kind of set up as a death match. What's interesting though is these little slats up here. Light assaults and other guys can get up here, but because of how they're angled and everything else around there, it's not going to be easy for someone to angle in shots from the air, from like say a Liberator or a Scythe or whatever. So this actually makes an interesting area to have a vertical fight. And the central area here is just another little circular runaround. I'm hoping they might add something useful in here, because this feels like a little bit of a waste of space. But one of the key things about this base is, as you can kind of see on the map, there's actually 3 capture points here, A, B, and C. A and B are on the lower levels here. Those are the 2 arms out there. But C isn't interesting, because what we have here is we have these energy bridges, which I guess anybody right now can hack, because right now I'm actually as a heavy. But what you have to do is you have to hack one of these, so then you can activate the bridge. Like that one there. I think that might be off. I'll just hack another one just in case. This is one thing I want them to change, is to make it just a little easier to tell which is what. However, I think just having a blue bridge like that probably means it's on. Ah, damn it. Alright, well, just give me a second to run back. I guess not everybody there is friendly. And yeah, I know you guys can probably see the little quick chat thing here. I haven't had a chance to fully set up the test client to have the proper key bindings that I use on live.
Shield generator critical.
But anyways, as you can kind of see, the top point there that's actually where C is. As far as I can tell, you cannot actually get to C unless you're a light assault or maybe dropped up there without getting those bridges, which you have to get up to for one of these 4 directions.
I require medical attention!
Okay, I believe this is... No, okay, I guess these are color-coded. Ah, fuck. Right, so I guess they're color-coded, and that was dumb of me. Well, thankfully this spawn is rather close. Let's go as a light assault next time.
Generator stabilized.
As you can see, so a lot of times on a test server you will have people who will generally let you look around and see how shit's looking. But I mean, as you can, like I said, as you can see, like, the base design here is really interesting. It's so different compared to what we've seen on the other continents. And this like really shows you that it looks like this continent was really built from the ground up based on all of the changes that they've done on the other continents. So as I kind of showed you there before, this, while it does seem to let bullets hit it, but you know, it will make me fall straight through. I think these are color-coded. I'm not entirely sure how they're all set up just yet, so you'll have to forgive me for that. But as you can see, the last final point up here is, you know, point C, which you cannot really get to unless you are either a light assault or get dropped up here, which is probably going to be rather difficult generally. So the only way you can get up here is you have to get control of that central area there to get those terminals to get these energy bridges up. Let's test it. Alright, I guess that's a solid platform I can go across. But yeah, like I said, this is just a really interesting way they've designed a lot of this continent now. Currently, as you can see on the test server, we don't have quite the full continent. However, it is also nice that, judging by how the continent looks right now, it's not going to be the square continents that we've had before. And it also looks like at least initially, it looks like the warp gates are also going to be far better proportioned out, so that this might actually be probably the most balanced for this general ease of which warp gates are the easiest to attack from. Well, anyways, I just wanted to do this as a quick video to show both my outfit and anyone else who's interested just like some of the stuff they finally put out for Hossin that they can show us. And as much as we'd all really wish this had come out a lot sooner, it almost does kind of look like it was well worth the wait. And I can't wait to see this in its final form and hopefully back on live servers so we can start taking out all the damn Smurfs and the Elmos. If anyone's actually watching this on my stream right now, thanks, and I will actually probably upload this video quickly to YouTube, and I will probably also be on at other times to do my usual streaming. So,